Hey YouTube, it's Bebop here. We're going to be going over the Genesis dungeon. So if you go up here to Eden Grove and go to the Caliburn Shrine or Caliburn Capital and pick up your faction missions, there should be 3 ones that you could choose from. I just grab whatever's available, but one's going to be kill 3 archers, the other one's going to be kill 3 soldiers, and the other one will be take out 3 hives. So pick that up, and then you're going to go to this fast travel right here, and we're going to skip to the door and ask for the wizard. Now remember, these enemies are Angry Earth. So you want to have Angry Earth Ward Pot and Angry Earth coatings to make it go faster. Don't forget your honing stones. Don't forget your food. All right. Now these enemies are weak to slash the most. All right. Now I came in this dungeon as a tank. So with this archer, you usually want to have the great axe guy reap him over to the side a little bit and throw a grab well to pull him away from the soldier over there. Now in a regular 60 lobby, it's not going to really matter, and plus people need their faction missions, so just go ahead and pull the soldier and have fun. Just kill him, take him out, but you will notice he does hit hard. So usually in mutations, people avoid the soldiers as much as they can because they absolutely destroy. Now, when the archer turns his back like that, you're able to come around here. This is how you unlock that first door, and you got to get the seed. Now, what you can do here is look at the archer and wait till he's about to turn his back again so you can go past, then get the seed. That way you can get the haste to get up there a little bit quicker, but you know, really, your teammates up there in the regular dungeon are probably going to mow through the enemies, and they're going to be one to go. So just when you get down there, go ahead and mine that. And now we're going to make our way down the hallway to fight Tacitus. Now, this enemy does a lot of strike damage, so he's got some slams that he's going to do, and he's going to do a tail whip for the DPS in the back. If anybody's ranged, he will throw something at you and try to pull you to him. So it's best to go melee on this guy. There you go. Get over here. It's like Scorpion for Mortal Kombat, man. The stamina damage on this guy is really good and important to help your tank out. If you have a great sword, there you go. But yeah, stamina damage is really good because in the later mutations, you want to get him down because those slams will one-shot or can one-shot a lot of the DPS. There goes the tail whip. So he's giving you everything right here. You're going to get to see everything. So and he spawns a little minion. All that blue stuff in the middle right there is blight. That's why you want to take a strong incense before you start the dungeon at this level. If you have maybe a powerful one, you can do that. And that way it will protect you from being blighted. Now, I would always carry blight potions in this dungeon. It's probably one of the most important things because if you get blighted, that thing is 3 minutes that you can't trade with anybody. You can't heal properly. You can't do much damage. Like, it's just terrible. Okay. There's 2 minables in the water over there that we just passed. You'll see one DPS probably go over there. It's basically straight ahead where I'm looking. And the other one would be to my right, like at 4 or 5 o'clock on a clock, obviously. And you can get both of those. I will go ahead and show you here. We get the first earth spawn, and then there's a little land bridge that you could take to get the other one, which is a blight crystal or blight Craig. Now if you have a weapon like a fire staff where you can zoom through all that water, it really helps out. He's taking care of the mound right there. That would be part of his faction mission. So you can grab these 2 little minions. You're going to come over here and try to take out this guy, and whoever picked up the seed will cleanse the seed at that shrine back there that you see, and that way we can go to the next part. So, but you got to kill all these little minions before you can plant that seed. So tank, stay on hammer here, most important, because you're going to be in charge of CC, because all those little minions you want to, and the boss, you want to go ahead and make sure he doesn't do too many attacks, because he has a lot of attacks that will knock a lot of the DPS. So, I think one of our DPS got killed. I don't even see him. He got killed on a regular, didn't he? Now, this is where I go back to show you how to watch the crystal. If something happens with the tree and it goes down because you couldn't protect it good enough, there's all these crystals around. I keep calling them crystals. But yeah, you can grab those concentrated blights and come over here, cleanse it, purify the concentrated blight. Now you will go to the tree. And now as we make our way over here to where the soldier is, you want to go ahead and take him out as quick as you can. Usually whoever picked up the seed and cleansed it can go ahead and plant, and that way you get the 3 waves of enemy going. But this soldier does hit pretty hard, so make sure you get a enfeebling skewer, spear hit on them. So if your main spearman trying to get a spear with enfeebling skewer, it's the most important thing in dungeons. And then also perforate, so you can max weaken out the enemy here. And if you're a tank, you just really want to stay on hammer with this guy and the next 3 waves. All right, once you plant the tree, there's going to be 3 waves of enemies. It's going to involve a soldier, a basically Angry Earth archer. The healer needs to shoot the guy at the top right of the screen, basically at the 12 o'clock where I was just looking. So he comes down here really quickly, immediately. And you can fight on the tree and just go ahead and mow him down quickly. If you have trouble keeping the tree alive, then fight off of the tree. Let the tank have the aggro and pull the enemies away. But try to stop them before they hit the tree. Get a stun going. Tanks always stay on hammer on the tree. That should be your only weapon right here. When that guy shoots the arrows like that, we usually say rain, which means rain of arrows. So that way everybody knows to get out of the way. Because in the higher level mutations, that will one-shot DPS. And right here, hammer, hammer, hammer. It's super important to keep these guys CC'd as best you can. Now, they will grit at times. There's nothing you can do. DPS will have to be on the lookout for that. So once you do that, you grab the Azoth Sparkling or Sapling. That's what it's called. And we're going to head down here, kill a soldier, and there's another gatherable around the corner. The same thing applies here with this soldier tanks. Go ahead and stay on hammer as much as you can. If you want to get a shield rush off to weaken them and your whirling blade to put some rend down, make sure you're ahead of the pile or you're ahead of the group, and that way they survive. You want to learn this strat because this is exactly what you'll do in every dungeon for this that you run. You're going to stay right shoulder on the tree, go around, do not go on the road because there's soldier and there's another soldier and he hits super damn hard, and there's a mouse, so you would have minions and a soldier. Now, to my left, there's Star Metal and there's a Blight Crag to go ahead and harvest. And then you want to kill this guy, Taxi. Stamina damage is really good to have on him, or you just mow him down like that. Make sure you get the 2 gatherables, and now we're going to always skip this guy. There's no reason to kill this guy. He's not going to harm you. Just run past him, and you don't need him. That's another thing you will also do every mutation that you run. You will skip that guy. Now, left shoulder, left wall. All right, that way you don't pull the soldier, okay? You don't want this guy because if you do pull him, he hits hard, all right? Now I'm going to pull him just because I want you to know people will pull him all the time in the regular dungeons because they don't know any better. Because like I said, not everybody's going to be watching this video. If you come around the corner, you can kind of group them up pretty well here. So you might want to consider that. Always have the archer facing a wall, well, his back facing the wall. So when he jumps back, he jumps into the wall, not over there by the cliff side. You don't want people falling off. I mean, you do if you want to have a good laugh because this is pretty funny. All right. Biggest gatekeeper in New World. The biggest gatekeeping boss in New World. Garden Keeper. Holy crap. On an M3, this guy is super difficult. Super difficult that most pug lobbies will not make it through this boss. DPS, very important. You stay on the back right leg. Tank, very important. You go light gear, low con on this boss when you're able to do so, because you need to have all hands on deck when you get to the M3 levels. But DPS, you need to stay on his back right leg. That way when he strikes, he will not hit you. This guy does a lot of strike damage. He also does nature damage when he basically vomits the bees out of his chest, which I'm not sure if we're going to get to see here before he takes off underground. We should have went and did a little bit less damage, but when he barfs up the bees, they hurt bad. So they are nature damage. So when we gem for this boss in an M3, we gem at least 35% strike damage resistance, and then maybe 2 natures or whatnot. There he goes, throwing up the bees, and that green cloud will hurt. It's obviously a regular. We're really high rank, so not that big of a deal. Then you want to come over here, whoever ended up planting the seed, cleansing the seed, and planting the tree, and then getting the sapling. You want to come over here and go ahead and purify the flame. Now, once you do that, you can open up this green wall, and you're going to pull the guy at the back right. He is a named enemy. Now, there is a mound in here to the left, so you can either pull that guy, or you can just go in there and take out the mound and him. Okay, he's going to drop some good loot for you too at this level. And I think it's best if you just come in here, take out the mount, and take him out. Because people are going to want that for their faction mission. So just know it's a regular. Hey, we're going to just clear everything, all right? That's what you got to keep in mind when you run these regulars, that people do have missions. They want to get that done, and you don't want to piss off everybody that, you know, want to go back and get another soldier or something like that. It's best just when you run it. We're going to take care of all that. So whoever in the group has whatever mission, they'll get it done. Okay, let's all rank up together basically. Now there's a guy that spawns out here that you would shoot to pull in. This guy right here, you don't want to come out here and fight him, because if he jumps back, you can aggro all the other enemies, but you just need him because he's a named enemy. So he also drops good loot. So really, if the healer shoots at him, pulls him into that area where we cleanse the flame, then that would be the best way to take him out. And that's 99% of the times, that's how you'll see it done. Now, when you grab the flame, you can go to the secret, not so secret boss. There's also a chest right here. But the secret boss is a named enemy. There's also an archer in the back. So if you want more loot, you're going to want to go over here to this guy. You're going to have to bring the flame. Nice long walk for the flame guy. The flame guy should go ahead and open up the 2 doors to the left of where we just passed, but I'll show you that here in a bit. Come over here, take this guy out, and then we're going to go back kind of the way, the exact way we entered the first boss arena. And when the light torchbearer is going to come up here and open this door up. Now, when he does, you got a named enemy, and then you got an archer in the back. I always think it's best for the tank to aggro both the archer and the named enemy, and then send the DPS to take out the archer really quick, because the rain of arrows will one-shot a lot of DPS. Then you can work your way down and take out the named. The archer seems to be more dangerous in this situation than the named. So once the light bearer opens this up, he can either start heading out to meet us where we're going to be at here in a minute, or he can drop the torch and help us out, and then pick it up again when we're going to go through the next area. We got to go back into the arena and then work our way to the next area, which would be basically the beginning of the dungeon. Now, there is a trick that a lot of people do right here. They will unstuck, and that will take you to the very beginning of the dungeon. Whoever is the light bearer needs to go grab the light and start walking through and bringing the light to the next area, because there's another green wall that we're going to have to burn down to get to the final part of the dungeon. So everybody but the light bearer can unstuck, and you have the light bearer go through. I would say on a regular that you just go through with them, because this soldier, most people aren't going to know how to go over and stay on the right side, and you don't want that torchbearer getting hit a bunch. So it's best if you just walk with your right shoulder on this tree, and that way you don't pull that soldier. If you do pull a soldier, there's other people there to go ahead and protect the light bearer. You basically bring him up to this archer, you take out the archer and that soldier, and you'll be good to go. Now once that archer's taken out, we're going to head to the next area. The torchbearer is still holding that. And you got to be careful here. Don't wipe or anything, because all the enemies will then go after the torchbearer, and that's a long way back to get the light. Now I'm just going to run in here as a tank and pull these. You can have the healer pull them if you want. And then I usually try to time out my hammer slam for when the soldier charges like that. And you're going to just try to aggro them all, get them to you, put your back toward the water, and mow them down. There is a gatherable to the left right there where we just were. You probably saw it. And here we go. We're going to find another taxi guy. Oh, dude. Otis. Oh, Otis, come on, bro. Take it easy on my bro. Take it easy. I don't slam him out. Jesus. This guy in M3, bro, he does some damage. Woo. Otis. All right. Torchbearer, go ahead and take down the green wall. There will be an archer in here. You can go around him. If he's going like that, just go around him. No reason to fight him. You don't need him. Unless you want for mob count later in a mutation or whatnot. But best to just go around him, leave him be. There's a mound over there where he was just walking. So if you need another mound for a faction mission, you can go over there and grab that. When you come down here, always go to the left side first. You want to take out this archer and little minion first. If you can jump in front of the archer real quick before you want to always have his back toward the door back there. That way when he jumps back where there's not any other enemies. Behind me is another soldier. That's also where a chest is going to be. So you then bring everybody over here, and now you fight the soldier. There's also a Blightcraig gatherable right there. And there was another gatherable in the water on the way out. If you pull this soldier and you fight that archer at the same time, get ready because people are probably going to die. Because they do a lot of damage together. Go ahead and get your expedition chest and your gatherable. There's one more gatherable right here on my right. You see it right there. You harvest that plant. And now we're heading to the final boss. What you could also do is come over here and aggro the soldier to the shrine if someone's already been down or multiple people's already been down once. That way you can just keep spawning there instead of having to go all the way back to the beginning and run that far distance back. It's up to you. But in a regular, you should be all right. Now, this boss does a lot of slash damage if you're the tank. If you're DPS or whatnot in here, you can have a nature amulet on if you have one at this, level that you're at. But this boss will throw down nature, and it does do pretty good amount of damage. But for the tank, most of her attacks are going to be slash. Now, she does a big strike that you need to dodge every time. These are slash right there. Now, that's a slam. That's a strike. So if you have any like a slash amulet by this point, which you probably won't, and it's not really needed until later mutations, just trying to give you a heads up, you could go ahead and throw that in if you want. Now she will go underground and spawn 2 soldiers, so try to take those out quickly. Make sure you don't attack too quickly and she comes up right in front of you because you will get knocked. There's the nature. Why are all these bosses throwing up in every fight? It's weird. Now, she does throw these balls on the ground. Now, you can put down a ice pylon and have her throw a ball on a pylon. And that way it won't go to a DPS. So one of the DPSs should have an ice pylon in here. Just put it to the side and get used to that method. And then when she does her one-shot mechanic, you got to go hide behind the balls, and that way you don't get one shot. And hopefully we get to that point here, and I'll show you. Take out the soldiers quickly as you can. It's really good if everybody kind of gathers up by the balls, because that way when she does the one-shot mechanic, everybody can just easily get around and then get back to the fighting the boss. Here it is. Now, if you have a hatchet with the Defy Death, you can live through this and keep DPSing. If you have riposte with the rapier, then you can live through it. If you flurry and you have leeching flurry on your clothes for the rapier, then you can live through that also. It's just got to be timed right for that one. All right, and that is Genesis, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to pick out your chest on the way out on the left side there. And hopefully that was a good explanation of Genesis. So, it might be confusing because you're doing the light mechanic now with the tree. You also got to go toward the area that you came from originally in the dungeon. You kind of do a big loop. So, people can get turned around if they die and respawn. So, try to help them out. And hopefully you'll have fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If so, I'm coming out with more of these. I have a whole series on every dungeon, and the next one's probably going to be Forge. I'm not really sure, but yeah, feel free to check those out in the playlist, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.